This video and all content on this channel is performed by a pest control professional, and it is always recommended to hire a pest control pro in your area to perform any pest control in or outside your home. Pesticides can harm you and your loved ones. Anyone who is performing the information in this video is doing so at their own risk. If you decide to try the info provided in this video, please always check with the local laws in your area and read the labels of any product you use. The label is the law.
Hey everybody, this is Jason Akers again with Green Acres Pest Control. And today I want to talk about the dangers of using essential oils as a pesticide application. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, and if you really like it, consider subscribing to the channel. I make these videos about essential oils about once every 2 or 3 years. They're all valid. If you go back through my channel and find my other videos, they're good to watch. It's a lot of research that I've done on essential oils, a lot of university study that's been done on essential oils. And I'm not going to go over that here in this video. I just want to touch on a couple of dangers that people don't understand, and they still don't understand after all of the stuff that I've said, why essential oils are bad for pest control. And this, I'm not going over, diffusing essential oils. I'm not going over using them in medications. I'm not going over, using an essential oil to bake like a peppermint bark or something like that. I'm not doing that. I'm talking about pesticides. I'm talking about using them to kill something, and why you don't want to do it, and why it is bad, and why you need to be informed about the dangers of essential oils when you're trying to kill bugs. So essential oils are marketed to the community as a all-natural approach at getting rid of bugs with little to no side effects. That's the way that these pyramid scheme type companies, I'm not going to name anybody by name, but their pyramid schemes get their people to go around and sell essential oils. They take advantage of the fact that people aren't very well educated on essential oils. They aren't studied as heavily by, organizations like the Department of Health or the CDC, because they're not required to. The law around essential oils is very loose. So let's talk about the dangers and what actually happens with essential oils. The way they're marketed as something that you can use around your children and your pets, and you don't have to worry about adverse effects. Pesticides can be used where children and pets are as well, and it won't cause adverse effects. And I know that a lot of people are going to come on and say, that's not true, no, it is true. It is true. If you apply your pesticide correctly and you follow your label, your directions of use, you are not going to hurt your children, you're not going to hurt your pets. It's eco-friendly, all pesticides are. If you apply them correctly, you're not going to hurt the environment, you're not going to hurt your children, you're not going to hurt yourself, you're not going to hurt your cats and dogs and hamsters and gerbils and stuff. You're not going to do that, as long as you follow the directions. The problem with essential oils is that they don't really have any directions. You're following Bob down the street or Wanda across the street, and she says, oh, I used it this way and it was so great and it kept my ants away and it was so effective. And it may have been effective to keep her ants away, but what kind of dangers is she doing by applying cinnamon oils and peppermint oils all over her house? Maybe she doesn't have any children. Maybe she doesn't have any pets. Maybe she doesn't have the things that can be damaged by using essential oils in your house. So let's go over cinnamon oil. Cinnamon oil is an oil that is used to try to keep ants out of a house as a repellent. One of the problems with repellents and using repellents for ants is that they just find ways around it. So let me use my phone here as an example. So if I've got a countertop and I take around the edge of my countertop and I treat with an essential oil right there, because ants are crawling right there. They're crawling right here. That will keep the ants from crawling right here in that spot. But what an ant does is it goes, oh, there's an oil in the way. Let's go around it. And that's what they do. I've been in pest control for over 37 years of my life. And when you use a repellent, this is with pesticides too. You go and you use a repellent in and around somebody's kitchen where the ants are already used to getting food and water. What you do is you drive the ants into the wall, or you drive them into places that you may not be able to put an oil or a pesticide. And so you don't use repellency in an area where ants are actively foraging for food and water. That's not what you do. It won't work. It'll just make you frustrated. And they'll come back in a day or two stronger than ever because, well, now they've been a couple days without food and water and they need to try to get into some food and water. So using essential oils as a repellency is just not very effective. Using pesticides to repel is not very effective. The pesticides that I use in my business have been tested hundreds of times. We know what they do to pets, if anything. We know the adverse effects because it's in the safety data sheet, which is required on every pesticide. The safety data sheet used to be called the material safety data sheet, MSDS or SDS. They are printed with every single pesticide that's approved by the EPA, and they've been tested with all kinds of different types of interactions with pets and children and different things, and it tells you right on the label how many drops were put onto a bunny rabbit, how many, all these different animals that they test the pesticides on. They know it won't hurt them, and then they approve it for use in and around your home. Essential oils they don't go through that kind of scrutiny. They don't, you're just going through what somebody has told you worked for them. And somebody somewhere has said, oh, these essential oils, we can sell these to people. We can crush thousands upon thousands of peppermint leaves and get these little vials of oil that's highly concentrated and highly processed. One of the things about essential oils is they love to say that it's all natural, but it's not. It's not all natural. In fact, some essential oils have chemical compounds in them that can cause harm to your cats, to your dogs, and to your children. Peppermint oil is one of those things. Peppermint oil is used as a repellent. It's used as a pesticide. Some people think it keeps mice and rats away, but it doesn't. Smells won't keep mice and rats away. But people will take peppermint oil and put it around like some kind of pesticide and then wonder why their cat gets sick. Peppermint plants have to be kept away from cats because cats will eat them and it can hurt them. They are allergic to peppermint. Peppermint is bad for house pets. Peppermint, lavender, and cinnamon oils have been linked to SIDS in babies. You take that stuff, let's say you're getting ants in your bassinet or your crib in the baby's room. And so you take a little bit of peppermint oil and some cinnamon oil and you put it around your baby's crib or you put it around your window because it's not tested. You don't know what it's going to do. You just know that somebody down the street used it and said, oh, it works. So, it's safe because it's peppermint. Who's afraid of peppermint? Oh, it's cinnamon. Who's afraid of cinnamon? Cinnamon, they put that on brooms around Halloween. It's not going to hurt you, but it does. And it causes SIDS, which is the acronym for Sudden Infant Death Syndrome, when the baby stops breathing in its bed. It's not safe to use essential oils around your family as a pesticide. But if you take a chemical pesticide, like let's say Alpine WSG, let's talk about ants, all right? You've got ants getting in around your child while they're trying to sleep or getting into your kitchen, okay? Alpine WSG is a neonicotinoid family of pesticides. It's a chemical that really doesn't affect mammals. If you take that chemical and mix it properly, like the label says, and you get everybody out of the house and you treat those rooms, you treat around the cracks, just the cracks, you don't spray everything. You just treat the cracks and crevices around the baseboards, around the windows and doors and places the bugs come in the house. They'll die. They don't know the chemical's there either. It's a non-repellent. So they don't know the chemicals there. They don't change their habits. You don't force them into the wall. You don't force them, into the ceiling or into the floor or somewhere where you can't spray. They're going to naturally continue to walk around, get in the chemical, and die. Let it dry, and then come back in and the chemical's not gonna come off on your baby. If your baby crawls around in a spot where you might have sprayed, as long as it's dry, it's not gonna come off. It's not gonna transfer to your infant. It's not gonna transfer to your cat or your dog. It's not gonna transfer to you. It's not gonna get on you. The essential oils will evaporate. And after a couple days, they won't kill anything at all. They will just aggravate the situation. And they're just not effective. Not only that, you're causing physical harm, possibly, to your children and your pets. So this is why I try to tell people, I built my channel around teaching people the safety of pest control and how to do it right. How to do it right, get rid of your bugs so you can stop being frustrated, but also how not to poison your family. So, if you like the video, give me a thumbs up. If you really like it, consider subscribing to the channel. And I'm going to step down off my soapbox and wait for all the negative comments to pour in, because I know that's going to happen. But I really just want to help you. My goal is to help you get rid of bugs and to be successful doing it and not hurt you, your children, or your pets. Y'all have a great one. I'll talk to you later.